Discrimination is all around us in the form of ageism, sexism, racism. List goes on and on. Discrimination is sort of acting on our beliefs against one another simply just because of those beliefs or that person falls under a certain category or characteristic that we might not agree with. Whether we do it consciously or subconsciously, it doesn't matter, it is there. Now, with that being said, the discrimination that I have opted for here is the discrimination against gay people. Now, this topic does hit a little bit closer than all the other ones without being direct, meaning that I'm not homophobic, I'm not gay or any of those. What The reason I did choose this is because I do have friends within the LGBT community, and to see what they have to go through, especially around Kentucky, which is generally a red state, save for the major cities such as Louisville and Lexington. It does tend to be a very conservative state, so to see friends like within the LGBT community go through the suffering and discrimination that they go through, it is rather difficult just to kind of have to stand by and watch. Now, with that being said, I did, however, look through all these articles, and the one that did stand out the most to me was the genocidal intentions social death in the ex-gay movement that was composed by Sue E. Spivey and Christine M. Robinson. Now, the reason that this stood out to me the most is because it does have more links to psychology, and I am what I would consider knowledgeable to an entry level when it comes to psychology in that regard. So, to kind of put it into perspective, one of the articles that they mentioned, or one point they made within the article, rather, excuse me, is that the dehumanization and demonization and how the victim becomes the victimizer. And within this point, they mention the propaganda that gay people harm more people. Are they tend to harm children sexually. Now, there is no basis within these statements. This is, again, just propaganda. However, the reason why I do say this has a psychology background is because of the theory of the self-fulfilling prophecy, rather, I'm sorry. Now, the self-fulfilling prophecy states that whenever outside influences repeatedly say that X is so and so, whether it be, oh, McDonald's workers are lazy, or, oh, you care too much about so and so, or this and that, that it will eventually become true if it is said enough. Now, the reason that I say this is because it is one of the points that is made within the article, and it is true. Whenever the outside world were to tell that these people, these gay people, are more likely to harm children or to assault people or become violent. Now, That's not to say it happens with everybody, but it's not to say that it wouldn't happen with the very few. The next point that it did bring up was the topic of us and them. And I wanted to kind of bring this one up because it is another one of those psychological things where it's the in group and the out group. Now, everybody has in groups and out groups. Again, subconscious or not, we have them. And in groups are people that we see as us, whether it be you yourself personally or the people surrounding you that you consider your friends, your small circle, whatever it may be. That would be your in group. Now, the out group is what you would consider other people, not you, and you dissociate away from those out group people so you don't feel so much for them. And that's sort of what it's talking about there. And instead of me and them or friends and then not friends, whatever, it's taken from a propaganda's point of view, and it's more Christian gay people. And I don't agree with that. Nobody really should, as it does. The sole purpose of that is to desensitize you to feeling bad for them. And that's one of the big points that I wanted to make with that. Those were just a few of the findings I had within that article. Like I said, I do not agree with de the discrimination against the gay people by any party, and